Love you too, Steel. Love you too. Desperately. Don't tell Teal of a forbidden love. Now, how was your stream, man? How'd you do? Oh, bro love. Bro love. Be gentle. Oh God, no. Stuff is heating up in here now. Key. All right, let's get back to it, shall we? All right, we're gonna rise from these ashes. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of... oh my god, I almost said gay areas.
No!
Well, it's 5 episodes for part 1. The first game. It has 5 episodes. And we're maybe halfway through the first one? Or the 5th one? Oh god. Gray areas. Is auto bans. Steel! Nice, Wispy! Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they're suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. There's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is... you're not a defense attorney. I believe it is almost time for the trial. Okay, go have some fun, Steel. You enjoy your wife. And have a good night. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Marion! I mean, you're not wrong, but we don't say that. Just say it. Go enjoy your wife, PG. Well, what? Gothic. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Yeah, well, Mia was special. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. She was a defense attorney. It was a tactic. We know this. I'm okay with this. Not guilty. But guilty of stealing my heart. Okay. Sorry. Please forgive me. Order down session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. It's business casual. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I would choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment is to be made here in our hands, not by those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. That's all I will say. The TLC incident. I think where your boobs are, Kia! Oh god! Yes, I've seen that where it's just, you know? Spoiler alert. Men love that. Or maybe just me. I don't know. None of this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow. He's much more forceful in person. It better but no, Kia. I just gotta share that bra color today. I didn't feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. As a witness to her crime. A professional witness. A professional. Prosecutor calls us first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen? I'm trying to figure out what we're saying. God damn this game! Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before! The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? I think I just called her a hoe. I know this is true. And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? That's why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts! I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? First one, Retro, is the first one. 5th episode of the first one. Hammer Space Richard Gothic. Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Kia, the prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Just what did Ventus say? Is that Ventus? She has a cute hat. I know, it's a little sushi hat. I have missed you, Oxy. You have not been in here for so long. My God. I hope you're safe too. With the Hawk. You uncultured bird. It's what? No, it's. Oh, it's a jelly donut. Okay. Those, you monster! I can't breathe! Oh, fuck. Okay. Said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? For being mean. Until 2 years ago, Miss Stahl was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Starr was a detective? Why does the devil wear jelly donuts? I'm teasing. It's an old, long-standing joke. Because when Pokemon got localized, instead of having the rice balls, they called them jelly donuts. And it's just this long, long joke because of that. Aha! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. I'm aware of the joke. Ambrosia, give me joke. You can, yeah. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Who is this lady? Eva might have the court's attention over here. See? You're referring to her. The parking lot of the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes? Is it, Kia? Is it a little, octopus sausage thing? Thank you, Gothic. I try. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. You're probably a video. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
The record, okay. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Oxy, no!
It's not a secret if you tell everyone.
Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star.
Wait, are they talking about me? What's my I don't know.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work.
Good God!
Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching!
As you can see, there's no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
That only counts as one. Abby, oh my god, Kia, what the hell? I don't know.
Good to God.
Just squeeze. I don't know if I can get, like, will this get me banned on Twitch?
Ow, this really hurts.
Okay, ow. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. What if Goodman was a bad man? Please stop squishing. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Okay. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The look like his unaffirmed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Hey, Star, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I found my dream job when I became an investigator.
When did your eyes open?
If I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired.
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. We may continue, Miss Star.
I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend.
This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend. The security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several? The judge in here, looking if he can see if he can get a piece.
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunges, thanks.
So, the judge had to think before replying. It's in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
That'd be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. So something...
She a hoe, Mark. Let her have fun. You love each other too.
Oh, she's a thaw.
She breathes. She's, oh my god.
You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means. She-a-ho. She-ho.
It's Speaking of detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese.
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A green whore. I swear to God, any of you call me a young white cheese, I'm gonna fucking ban you. She consumes Inventus.
Then it must be hard. That has to be hard, yellow to chop his attack.
Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match.
Young white cheese. Fuck your days.
There, in the lot, I feel something stirring in the back of my mind. I'm sitting next to a garish car.
By garish car, you mean...
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it?
Indeed it was. Are you, BG? You're older than 39?
I thought you were younger.
Oh. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw. Wow, okay. You're sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be regulated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture.
Wispy.
In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, it's most certainly the defendant.
Ooh, that's pretty damning, though. This was a lot of sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand.
Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I say the blade was about 4 inches long. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all.
Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
Oxy!
So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointed tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? That's a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late.
Yes, that's when she brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. Anything else? Scientific speed. Mr. Art's testimony is flawless.
No, I know what the issue is. I'm not gonna say anything, but...
Dude, is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? Having her panicking makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that.
He was stabbed in the gut, not the chest. Oh. God fucking damn it!
Okay, hold on a second. What is up with that photo? There's something up with that photo. Where's the victim? It's photoshopped. What? Where's the knife? What? Through the... Okay, so she took the picture through the fence, okay. But... Yeah, but there's a fence. She parked it on the fence, so B lot. She was in B lot, saw them through the fence. In A lot. Right there. Because she's a visitor. She's a, what do you guys think? She saw the murder through the fence! B-Lot is visitors, yes. Yes, she is! She came to see the security guard in the security room. But... I'm so... Through the fence... How is it fishy? It looks exactly like it should. That's... She raised a fish. It's through the fence. I'm gonna try it. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with a knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear to my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Miss Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. Oh, shit! What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This is taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's black and white photography. Ah, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? Got a better idea? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. Is it seriously? I didn't have time to stop her.
I found the one with Von Karma to be far more difficult.
It's cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was premeditated murder.
Premeditated? How do you know?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have had those on?
If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
Ah!
Mr. Von Karma. Those gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder, a serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
Rubber gloves prove it.
If you do, I will quit. What if she's just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves?
The gloves are admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. New rubber gloves, of the kind used for autopsies. So when she first came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Ugh. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star.
This is bad. She's got them all thinking this was all planned. She could prove this claim. The trial's already over.
I've got to think of a way that shows it wasn't premeditated.
It's only a flesh wound, Miss Wright. I can make it.
Yeah, she planned it.
Just let's keep our heads going for instance. Okay, sorry everybody. Get ready to do that. Okay. Okay, 4 p.m. 5:30 p.m.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to figure out something.
5:30 p.m.
I fucked up.
I thought it would prove it because his car was only there for a couple minutes. Nothing makes sense.
Seriously? That's my problem. I'm trying to think big picture. Because the time of the crime was between 4 and 5:30. Edgeworth's car showed up at 5:12. That's where I was going with. Jesus Christ. Seriously? This is what I hate. I overthink it. And I push myself to the wrong evidence because I'm thinking too logically about it. Like, I'm not thinking game-wise. I'm thinking, like, what would... goddamn. Do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed, it is my knife. But I was trying to prove it by the timestamps, not the knife, the murder weapon, never the car.
Mr. Wright. Mommy, are prosecutors bad people?
Defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon.
Oh! The knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car.
Ladies and gentlemen, If you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Yeah. In Japanifornia it is. Order, order, order! Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor.
Good show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free.
Uh-oh. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. No, not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now. Oh, and she's got the bad eye.
Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. You don't need to this time! I got it!
You said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, rookie.
I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again.
Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked.
But I want to hear this story! Fine. Very quick on my feet.
Now, what do you believe the suspect intention to murder the victim? Or just speak for themselves.
Okay, fine.
Chest wound.
Single stab wound.
You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise.
I'm afraid the moss is growing out under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this. But take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What a hunk. He's my hero, really.
What about my objection? No one noticed. Witness?
You got the crime scene set right.
Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Blood, I know. So she saw you thought was blood. Testify! I'm getting it now.
Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how the ghastly scene.
Her bag. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you proved it yourself with this photograph.
Huh?
But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady would be so utterly clueless. Edgeworth is playing her! Oh, there's our boy! Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? Ah, shit. But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really? Well, now where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What?
Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
Important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim.
It's been a moment of truth. God. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Oh yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel's star, resistance is futile. I know how to press it. Cobra. How did she get over to stop her? That's me. Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is kind of a snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks.
Note to self. Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. I resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will.
What? What?
You say quickly, you were close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her when the whole thing started.
Maybe I should press for more details. Okay, that's where I fucked up. See, I was like, I like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. Car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Yes! Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you? I'm sorry.
I went over it, of course.
Amazing! The Coffin Queen Lunch Lady Athlete, indeed. It's good! We are both right. I've never seen you act like you want one.
You're a little tiny climb over the fence. So, I mean, you could have gotten met my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Guy not get away? You say quickly. Were you... Oh, wait. Fuck. I fucked up. She went to the muffler. What exactly did she say?
Remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
All I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Phone? She can't mean... My phone. Do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately?
My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see Miss Star.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall?
That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone.
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness.
Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying?
You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
Please, the rookie defense attorney. 518. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court?
Aha! I was going to ask the same thing.
I only say this one more time. So listen close, rookies. Listen close, rookies. Okay. She prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall. It was out of order. So she put out her own phone out of her pocket. How did she know she tried the phone? During that time, you climbed over the chain link fence.
Chain link fence.
And then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is Miss Wright?
This is where I show it, right? Right? Yes. Okay. I was right for one.
Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Ms. Lana Skye. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Ahem. Let's look at the floor plans. Yes, my lord, you said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly see Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it! What? Ooh-ha!
Order, order! What is the meaning of this?
It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies! That's quite a claim, Miss Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. That's exactly what lie this witness has told in the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... Was it what she saw or the order of events? Where she saw it. Is that it? Fuck! Yeah, what she saw. She lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Skye using that emergency phone.
See how to imagine how she could have. Very logical.
What's the matter, Star? Cat got your lunchbox? Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory, but why would Miss Star lie like that? Huh? Why would she say that my sister tried to use the phone but failed? Doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant? Oh, dang, she's right. I mean... Fuck. Fuck! Ah! I was right! My gut was right! She lied about where she saw it! This guy tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it.
Pointless to lie? I see.
Let's say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. It is a mistake. A different location? Now that is a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Get a game over that! Retro, you fool.
Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? Well, testimony heard was one direction. Was here. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room! Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. So she would be able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being a part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony, you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend at the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables can be turned. Today, a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr. Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. No, it wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. Objection! It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what your reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime for the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, security guard station has the second floor, and, she would have a sort of more 3D view of the crime. And this is important. Why? What? It's... No! What is it? Is seriously distance? What is? How does that make any difference? It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plans, and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the gas station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what you could see. So what she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness? Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing PB&J at lunch with my fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for your boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running toward the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. How did she get the photo? And how long did it take? That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block. That's quite a detour. Okay.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
It was that woman over there in that defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point. And the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely! Uh-oh.
Okay, so you have to do something. Do you have any evidence to stop this? 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in the amount of time. If you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange? If you're a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
Well, you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. This guy dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Yeah!
He played for real now.
Seems to have come to the end of this testimony. Nobody says a grudge against the defendant, and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of a professional history. You did it! You screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close.
I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Fuck!
Wait. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one that she tried to voice off on me.
I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick-logged boxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask you, Miss Starr.
Huh. Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of defense to the difference of the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
The lunch lady Mondo says you won't be disappointed. What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time?
Is that a triple-decker?
Decisive evidence, oh god. I should mention these 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Ms. Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
I'm gonna fuck this up so bad. Wait, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department.
Member of the forensics department.
As you see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
Can we study some evidence law? Really?
Prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that the evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Blood from Goodman and Lana Sky. Oh, that's right, you may cross-examine the witness. Decisive evidence, okay. Okay, so it's just the... I almost hit the Y button.
There's blood here too!
On the sole of the shoe? It's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood.
All this blood, it's horrible!
His blood might be an important clue.
This blood, it's my sister's, right?
It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime.
Poor sis.
Okay. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this?
I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This is when the suspect is admitting she did it? False testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. Ooh, the judge has had enough of her shit too. And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So like an ill-trained pooch who snuck off with the shoe.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe is my secret weapon if that should happen.
So, see this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. So you brought it to the forensics department.
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
And the blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman?
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, Rookie?
Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types: A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types of all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific.
Got DNA test results. But that said, there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies.
That's not a victim. Shoot. It has directed to the death of Detective Goodman. He's going to say that. We're about to fight.
You ordered the peppered fish cuts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
That's right. So you're going to have a problem with the shoe. Problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There's a problem. You're not imagining things. I say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, Rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with the evidence.
Take that!
I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, Rookie. That'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there was quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. This makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradicted by blood on the bottom of his shoe? Oh fuck! Oh fuck! I am so dead! I am so dead! Her photo? There's no blood on... There's no blood on the floor. The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found on the scene of the crime? Aha! I got it with no help! I got it with no help! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe. The picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. I'm no help now. Order, order, order! Well, witness?
What? Good going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright. Think!
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. Fine, I'll save real quick, because we all know how terrible I am. Oh my god. I'm gonna get this without, yeah.
What?
I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. You were hoodwinked to the very end, but she slipped. There's one vital hint of the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leper woman, rawr.
I thought it was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that? I'm not sure. I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean? I still don't get it, Miss Wright. You want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Ah! That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tied her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's the prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence.
That reminds me, Miss Guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? That's when my sister's blood got on the shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
But what? What can I do? Your sister's confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well.
Angel Star's on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Ms. Lorna Skye.
Little girl, what did you just say?
Huh? Me?
Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side?
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints.
Well...
I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox.
A lunchbox called evidence.
Oh, wait, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations has passed.
Any further comments and you'll be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare me. Your threats don't scare the cop-up queen. Look at this. Another photograph. A photograph? Just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Some trace of doubt from the course of mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. Yeah, it's not your fault. I knew we couldn't win this from the beginning, and it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Hey, take a look at this. Where is it? Where is it? I don't have it yet. Okay. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not? Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. It's time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. No! Yes! Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. That'll be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. The muffler. It's the muffler! The problem is in this photograph. Is it here? It's here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Just wait a moment, Miss Ardsworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? Fucking do it. Good boy. So if there's something sticking out of the muffler, what does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. But what? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Just why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Shit! Oh, because I can't save. It's the phone. The word muffler was overheard during a call made. Yeah. Let's start. Recall your testimony for the court. She mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused my earlier testimony. Good. We're living on the edge, folks. Muffler. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Oh, thank God! Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. We leave any question unanswered. We're here where you do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Phew, that was close. But we made it, at least for now. The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? You think you're gonna... You gotta finish this case. damn. I think I'll save this for tomorrow. What do you guys think? Because I normally would go for about another 30 minutes, but I think it's going to be a little longer than that. I'd rather have it where we can all enjoy it together. So I think we're going to call it for the night, and we'll come back to this tomorrow. Holy crap. That was so freaking... No, I'm ending the stream video. There's only 30 minutes left. There's not enough to start anything. That was intense. I was down to the wire. Like, holy shit.